You didn't think you were gonna get away with just a song. Okay, so first there's something that I told Simon I was gonna say at his funeral. I was trying to make him laugh. So I need to start with that. When he stayed with us last September for Matt and Laura's wedding, it was almost exactly a year ago, we had this insane Taylor Swift dance party out on the deck, and he was doing moves with the kids that I can't even begin to describe in words. It's one of our family's best memories with him. So the joke I told him I would say was, he looked less like a cancer patient and more like a mental patient. I hope it made him laugh. Now I said it. I met Simon when we were 13. We both turned 40 this year, so you can do the math. He was this small kid with giant pants, bleach blonde hair, and he was the lead singer of our rival school band, No Talent. And yeah, No Talent is in the house. The first interaction I ever remember with him was setting up for a gig at a house party. We were playing in the backyard. It was like big rolling hill, and I guess both our bands were sharing some gear, like, amps, drums, maybe microphones, and we were setting up together. And I ended up spending a lot of time over many years lugging musical equipment around with Simon. We really became close our senior year of high school. I wanted to make a now infamous website, story for another time. He knew how to do that. I wanted to record an album. He knew how to do that. That pretty much describes the dynamic we had for the next 23 years. Our relationship was largely about doing projects, and that's what we loved, doing together. I did the rough math, and I've clocked more time with Simon Baumer than anyone else on earth. Imagine over 20 years of conversations, one long conversation, from at least the year 2000 through August 1st, 2023. You would think that when your best friend moves to Hawaii, it would get harder to keep in touch, but we hacked the constraints of normal long-distance adult male relationships because we worked together, so I had an excuse to talk to him every single day, all day, on text, on Slack, email, and on the phone. I've also talked to Simon on the phone probably more than ever, more time than I've talked to anyone else on the phone. Because every single day when I would leave work, I would call him. And he didn't always pick up, but when he did, I would take the long way home. It usually involved a pre-dinner slice of pizza, which I would FaceTime or take a picture of to make him jealous. And we would talk, about work, or maybe something random about our families, about technology, politics, philosophy, about how he's feeling. Our last call like that was on Monday, July 31st. Over the last year or two, Simon was revisiting a lot of stuff from his life, like playing our old band, Missing in Action, for the kids, and organizing all the old Boy Stream videos, the college acapella group. Who's here from Boy Stream? Boy Stream representative. Yeah! He was cataloging his accomplishments, I feel like. I don't think he knew that the end was so close. I really, really don't, but he also knew it wasn't that far off either. When he and Bonnie and Otis and Ame stayed with us this past June, I took out my guitar, the same one I played today, which was the same one we played in high school, and we sang one of our old duets, The Edge of Our Lives, for anyone that was there. I'm just really glad we did that. You have it on video. I'm not ready to watch it, but I like knowing it's there. In 2015, when Layla was born, got home from the hospital, and sorry, Jess, but Jess's breasts were really engorged. Like, just. And we didn't have a pump because we were first-time parents. Like, we didn't know that that was a thing that you were supposed to do. And I texted Simon about it. He was in New York, and it was already like 10 p.m., and all the stores were closed. And an hour or so later, the buzzer rings, and it's Simon with the breast pump, bottles, all the accessories. Like, are you surprised? He really loved Layla and Noah, and even got to spend some real time with Summer, who's not here today, but in her first year, which was his last. And they love him, and he lived infinitely far away, but somehow, like, he was present for us, like, physically present, you know, with all three kids, reading them stories, going on hikes with them, doing insane cannonballs into the pool for maximum splash. You know, they really, like, know him, and I'm so grateful for that. Starting a company together. Who's here for Mads? Hey, Mads, please. Yeah. It was like not something we really set out to do exactly. We had all these ideas about things we could build, and we started working on Mads, but we didn't really know where it would lead. And that turned into an 11-year odyssey that changed both our lives forever and changed like a lot of other lives too. You know, I mean, you all know there's a theme today already, but like working with and learning from Simon. Just like nothing like that in the world. I remember the week that we sold Mads, we sold the company, and Simon said, "Can you believe we just sat at our computers for 10 years? And like this happened?" And after we left Mads, I was so tired. But like Simon was so prolific. He was like completely reinvigorated, and he immersed himself. He learned all these new tools and got into all this new technology, and he loved crypto and that whole community. And you know, in the past year or two, was getting into AI. Like, it just reminded him so much of the excitement of like the early internet. You know, it's like this new cycle 20 years later that he got to be part of. It was just so energizing for him. You know, during that time, like just the past couple of years, he made this unbelievably creative and fun murder mystery game on the blockchain, where you have to like solve the mystery by like hacking into the murderer's financial accounts and following the transactions, and like hacking into the social media accounts to read the DMs. And he wrote a choose your own adventure like science fiction story. When did he have time to do all this stuff? He has 2 kids, he's dealing with cancer, they're traveling, they're moving from California to Hawaii. Like, I don't understand. Like, if I don't have toothpaste, I will continue to not have toothpaste for weeks. I steal it from the kids. I guess once you get the diagnosis. He was an infinite fountain of energy, you know, and enthusiasm, and he's the most resourceful person I've ever met. By a million miles. And just so generous, like so thoughtful about everything. The last day we spent together, just the 2 of us in physical reality, was this past June. It was the week of like the crazy wildfires. We met up in the city, and I had reserved a conference room for us downtown, and we just sat in this small room, like writing on a whiteboard the entire day. Just mapping out the architecture for Sketch, which is our newest and our final endeavor together, which we actually conceptualized before Mads. And we took one break, we walked to Soho, and I watched him just destroy this chicken parm sandwich. Like, there's a picture of it on one of the boards. Just like, and anyway, that day, like, just inventing something new together. It was like the perfect day. In Hawaii, the week after he passed, I opened his laptop for the first time in my life. And it hit me, like right then, that so much of our shared experience was being on opposite sides of the screen. Like we lived thousands of miles away from each other, many time zones away from each other for almost the whole time we've known each other. You know, like a friendship born of the internet, for the internet, by the internet. And I saw his desktop background, just Pokemon. Kind of like green. And I saw how like his folders were organized. They were organized. And it's just like after whatever, 25 years of being on my side of the screen, it was like I had like reached through and like I was like seeing what he saw, you know? It's weird. His last day, like the last morning, we had a daily stand-up meeting. It was at 8 a.m. Hawaii time every day. But he hadn't shown up in a couple of weeks. He really wasn't feeling up to it, which wasn't even that weird. Like that just happens sometimes, you know. So I didn't really expect anything different that day. I actually almost canceled the meeting like 5 minutes beforehand. And then he just pops up on the call. Like his last day in this world, and he comes to a work call. And he didn't contribute that much. He gave like a couple of thumbs up on mute. And I knew he wasn't doing well, but I texted him and he laughed back over text. And I'm just so thankful for that ha ha ha. Because his laugh is so infectious, like even over text. You know, like, anyway, I thought it was a sign he was gonna be okay. It's mostly just like not fair for him. I just keep thinking about that. Like we're still here. It sucks for us, but like we're here. We get to do stuff. We get to do this, you know. But he just misses out on all of it. On everything that's gonna happen to us in the world, all this cool tech. Like anything that happens. It's like nope, he's you know. But it's not fair for me either. You know, like some people they lose their childhood friend or their college roommate or their bandmate or their coworker, their business partner, family friend. And for me, I lost them all on the same day. And at the same time, like I had him for 27 years. You know, I had something that some people just will literally never have. So it's pretty good. And I'm just really, really grateful for that. We had a really good run. To close things out, we're going to watch a video of a young, dreamy Simon Baumer singing one of his signature songs. Give me a minute while I hook up the laptop.